Well, the first 9 speakers at the RNC painting a picture of disarray and destruction if Joe Biden were to become president. Now, the message resonating with voters fearing for their safety amid a spike in crime in big cities. Maryland congressional candidate Kim Klacik joins me now. Kim, of course, this has been one of your central themes since you decided to run for office. And it's a message that was really driven home with that extraordinary video that debuted a couple of weeks ago. Let's go back again to what made you want to run in terms of, just the erosion of a great American city, Baltimore. And now we're seeing other cities facing the same issues.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. First of all, Charles, I really appreciate it. But, in many cities, it's not unique to Baltimore, like you're saying. We see a lack of law and order, number one. And number two, a lot of that crime and violence stems from, I think it is the survival course that so many people are on within these communities. In Baltimore City, we have crime, violence. The homicide rate is 10 times the national average. The poverty rate is 20%. And we have a bad education system. So, with my platform, I talk about school choice, which a lot of parents in the West Baltimore area, which you see in my videos, are for. And then we talk about law and order. That is why it was so important for me to add in that campaign ad that there were a lot of people on the ground that just do not support defunding the police. We are down police officers right now in the city. We probably need more funding because we need to recruit more and train more. And I say, if the left, if they have a problem with the way police officers are trained today, you would have to need more funding to better train them. So to me, these progressive policies that we seem to be taking control of the left's narratives makes no sense at all. And hopefully with my run, I can bring some sense of normalcy.
Right. And unfortunately, to your point with the training, particularly when it comes to arresting and detaining, I think that's where there's a real serious issue. And then, of course, the aftermath of these things. And it's so interesting because you do point to the Democrats. You spoke about this last night and how they have been running these big cities for decades. I want to run a little bit of that and share with the audience and then come back to you.
The Democrats have controlled this part of Baltimore City for over 50 years, and they have run this beautiful place right into the ground. Abandoned buildings, liquor stores on every corner, drug addicts, guns on the street. That's now the norm in many neighborhoods. Sadly, the same cycle of decay exists in many of America's Democrat-run cities. And yet the Democrats still assume that black people will vote for them.
I want to talk about that cycle because we're seeing cities that have come back from the brink that have been doing very well, and they slowly fade. Here's a good example. In New York City, on one day in July, 50 windows on one line of trains were smashed. And then a week later, 60 windows were smashed, right? This is how it begins. That cycle begins. How do you intervene? Your platform, you talk about school choice and other things. How else can we intervene to make sure that cities don't crumble? Because I believe that's the proverbial snowball into a boulder, and it can happen overnight.
Absolutely. So I think, if people know anything about Baltimore City, that that the city was once a manufacturing powerhouse, right? And so I talk a lot about the fact that we had to rely on other countries for PPE during the coronavirus lockdown. We can bring so much more, especially that billion-dollar medical equipment industry, in through the Baltimore port, considering that we have the second largest port in the country and it's underutilized. I mean, we see a lot of ports like Connecticut. They use theirs very well. They've got the submarines. They're doing wind energy. So there's, things that we could do. But unfortunately, we have people in office that just don't do anything and make it any better for the people around them. So we've had many federal funds come into the area. In 2015, after the riots, President Obama and Elijah Cummings secured millions of dollars for the Penn North Corridor. But you wouldn't know that by looking at my campaign ad because that's where I was. I was in the Penn North Corridor in 2020. And so, there's a lot that we can do. It's just a matter of someone wanting to do it. We've been under one-party rule for over 50 years, and that has devastated the city.
And there's no doubt about it. Well, Kim, you are certainly becoming a superstar. Now, I put a lot of people on, and then they blew up and forgot about me. I hope you don't do the same thing.
I will never do that. Never.
Hey, good luck with everything. You're doing a great job, and we'll see you again real soon. Thanks.